So if we look at these positions here, okay, so the left-hand one was your before. Again, setup-wise, looking down the line is pretty good there in terms of posture and everything else. Grip we know now was a little bit weak in terms of positioning, okay? So not describing you as a weak golfer, just the position's weak and strong, okay? So good position there, okay, other than the grip. Because the swing now was very much dominated with the arms, the club got quite steep here now. At this point now, your arms are kind of quite lifty in the backswing, okay? So the top of the backswing now, you haven't got much depth. Your hand's almost sort of quite close to your head there. Just a bit of a sort of lifty, picky upswing, okay? Club face now is open. When you're coming back to the golf ball now, you're going to swing across the ball to the left. With the face wide open, it's going to produce more of those sort of shots. As the club gets longer, it becomes more viciously sliced to the right. And then you will start adding these little tiny flicks and scoops to try and square the club face up, okay? What we've got to try and do now is this sort of little drill. And again, I would practice this in front of a mirror, turn the club face to probably not quite fully 11 o'clock, but maybe half in between, sort of midday and 12 o'clock, or midday and 11 o'clock, so to say. Then put the golf club down here now, and then sort of drop this right shoulder and right hip sort of back and underneath, as if it's almost like in a sort of pebble skimming position, okay? And then when you get into that position here now, we can talk about the swing and just think, okay, right side now, right hip, right shoulder's going to turn more. So when the club goes back now, we're turning our torso more. The club now is going through more your sort of right forearm there, right side of your body. If we compare that to this backswing, the difference in the sort of shaft there. That shaft's over your right shoulder. This one now is working more underneath your right arm there, okay? Look at top of the backswing there now, okay? Whereas this one now, how close your hands are to your heads compared to that, you're getting a little bit more depth in the swing, yeah? So the arms are working more around, so when you come back into the golf ball now, this one was coming down steep again to the right shoulder. This one now coming back down through as you come back down. Club shaft now just under that right shoulder, getting it back in line with your right forearm here now and coming back more from the inside. Good strike of the ball, and with the grip now being more neutral, the path can be can be that way. There you go. And the ball flight's going to be straight. But if you knew the ball was going to curve that way, any logical golfer's now, if I'm curving the ball left to right, I've got to start it left to target. And the more left you try and start it, the more over the top, the more flicky, and all these things you're going to try and produce, okay? So getting that club to swing back more with the torso here. So you see your hips and shoulders are moving.
Like you need more of a...
It's more of a rotation, yeah?
I'm not almost feeling... So on that one, there's still a lot of lift in there?
Well, that's fine. The arms are responsible for lifting. The arms do need to lift, that's fine, okay? But you've got much more depth of the backswing now because you've turned your torso, and the hands now are further from your head. There's the way back. Again, when we talk about being further, we're not talking about like this far. It's this far. That's all we're trying to do, really. It's just sort of change things in sort of a few degree sort of positions, okay? Good strike of the screen there, and again, nice release through. Obviously, in time, because that backswing feels a little bit like, where am I? What am I doing? You're not quite sure where it is, so it might feel a bit unfamiliar when you come back to the golf ball. But I would say, from your practice perspective, the goal is to go to the range and see a golf ball curving that way, not to go to the range and try and eventually hit the ball straight. Because if you have the old setup, old grip and swing, eventually you hit the ball onto target. But by flicking, scooping over the top, aiming left and just seeing a golf ball go, you find target, but at what cost? Loss of distance, sacrificing contact and all sorts, yeah? And consistency is no good because you're relying on 3 or 4 wrongs to make a right, so... Yeah. Does that make sense, yeah?
Yeah, it does.
I would do that practice with the club, even from the mirror, just stand there, boom, 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 club
and
down.
The amount that we turned, I think you turned it quite a lot.
Initially I did, yeah, but then I think after that you probably don't need to go that much. I mean, we're talking, if that's the club face at 12, probably that. I mean, I did a bit more that way to start, just to see a ball go left, obviously, for you. As a general checkpoint, what most people find at setup when they're here now, if they look down here, their hands tend to look over their left foot. So if I'm here now, looking here, my hand is over that left foot, my hands are back too far this way. Yeah.
So
you're more middle and neutral rather than tilted, yeah?
He wants to do more there.
Okay, does that make sense then, yeah?